Welcome back, everybody, to DK and Dan Like Bands. I'm Dan, I like bands, and I got dick when they passed out the good stuff.
I'm DK, and I also like bands. And I know why you blame me. And I know why you blame yourself.
Why are they blaming you? What are they blaming you for? Who do I need to fucking beat up, dude?
Isn't it related to the T-Virus? That's on the Resident Evil soundtrack, that one, isn't it?
The Slipknot song?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think... Did they ever do They did soundtrack work?
They done it.
Yeah, I think they're on, like, Scream 3.
Aren't they on... Are they on...
Bleed.
Freddy vs. Jason as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that... Am I thinking of Mushroomhead? I don't know, man. It's guys with masks on.
Same band.
It's the same band.
People just cut this off. Bloop.
Yep. Oh, that was it. I've given it the chance.
We're done.
Mm-hmm.
1-star rating.
No, they must have been on the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack. What is it? Snap? What's the song? Snap.
Snap your fingers. Snap your neck.
Snap your neck. No, it's the song where he's like, "One more time, I'm gonna snap. One more time, I'm gonna snap." And then there's the censored version where they just like use his guttural sounds to censor the word fucking. So he goes like, "I'm going to snack." It's pretty weird.
Freddy versus Jason?
I think it is. Is it not? Are we just out of the gate swinging at all the wrong people?
Oh, no, I'm checking it. Oh, you were right about Slipknot and Mushroomhead being on there.
Jeez. Oh, Sun Doesn't Rise at All.
Yep.
Dude.
Snap by Slipknot.
Hell yeah.
Bombshell by Power Man 5000.
Drop the bombshell. Yeah, I listened to this record quite a bit now that I'm thinking about it.
Inside the Cynic by Stone Sour.
Uh-huh, yeah. We got a double dip on the old CT.
Sapatra, In Flames, Lamb of God, Nothing Face.
Typo Negative, right? Freddy vs. Jason we're talking about?
Killswitch Engage.
When Darkness Falls.
Oh, yeah, Typo Negative.
Electrocute.
Il Nino, Killswitch, Spine
How Can I
Shank.
Live? Yes, dude. I like that El Nino song. They played that when I saw them pretty recently, and I was like, damn, thanks for playing this.
We're bringing out one from the vault.
They did mention the movie. I mean, it's like you have to. I would.
I kind of forgot about Snap, I guess. Huh.
Well, do you need to redo your top 3 for me real quick?
No, I do not.
That song has always felt like a recording they did themselves of a song that they never intended to release.
All right, yeah, just throw them that one.
Yep.
I don't even know. That's a good soundtrack, though.
It's better than you remember, I think. I would advise people, if you're here for Slipknot, I mean, listen to that. That's not a bad soundtrack. And then watch the movie and have a little fun.
I mean, we're here for Slipknot, kind of. But we're also here for... Look outside the window. Me and DK were lucky enough to grab a copy on Record Store Day and have a listening party.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I love those martinis that you made.
Oh, thank you.
And the finger foods? Out of this world.
Yeah, he didn't have enough martinis for me to put my fingers in them.
You didn't even ask, though. You never know till you ask.
I shouldn't have to. But
well,
yeah.
Dan. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
No, you.
No, you. No, you.
After you.
All right. I was just going to jump right in. We have a segment that we have to do, and it's called Go to the Show.
Oh, DK.
And if you're good with it, I'm going to start with that.
Did you go to the show?
I went to a ridiculous amount of show.
Wow.
2 weeks in a row, I drove. Okay, the first week I took the train, which was delightful, honestly. And the second week I drove to Chicago. It's about a 4-hour drive for me. 2 weekends in a row, like I said. It just lined up that way. We weren't going to originally do the second show, and then it was like, you know what? If we go, we decided like the week before. It's like, if we go there the day of, we get to the hotel, we rest, we get to the show, and then we go home the next day. Like, we can totally just do that in a weekend. And it worked out somehow perfectly. But anyway, so I went to 2 shows. The first week was a synth pop band called Desire, who I didn't even know was on the ticket. They were fine. It's basically these two. It's a duo. They have a singer, and she dances around on the stage, and she has like a bunch of props and stuff. It was kind of fun, like roses and like a skull that she kisses, and like all kinds of props and stuff. Kind of like cutesy, but a little bit sensual synth pop, and it's just done by literally one guy with a keyboard and then her dancing around and singing. They have to work pretty hard to make the show part work because they don't have much else going on. But I mean, it was fun to see. I'm glad it was there because I had a terrible migraine, like day-ending migraine. But I'm like, dude, we're in the Uber, we're going there, and I'm in the line outside the venue, dude. It was terrible, and I'd already taken medicine hours before because I knew it was coming on. I could feel it. Didn't help. It lasted for like 6 hours. And then it was truly terrible. I don't know what happened. It was a legit migraine. I don't know how I survived. It was truly terrible. Like, I couldn't really see that well. Like, it was really bad. Anyway, but by a miracle, almost maybe through the end of the first song from Desire, I was like, hey, I kind of feel better. And then by the time their set was done, I'm like, yo, I'm good to go. Which was very good because the next up was Carpenter Brute, who you know I love.
Oh, Carpenter Burt. Yeah, hell yeah.
Carpenter Burt. He does good work. He did my kitchen. Redid all the tiling, even though that's not is that carpentry? Is there tiling in carpentry?
Cabinets?
He did the cabinets too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He dabbles in tile.
He did my fence.
And I got to say, I was a little tough on the new record. I liked it. And I briefly said, I think on the last record that we did, like, I liked it, but it didn't quite have the, I didn't love the mix, I think was what it was. And I just wasn't sure about the songs, but I can tell you that those songs were designed to be experienced live. And the sound, and by the way, this was at the Salt Shed in Chicago, if anyone's been there. It's a really nice venue. It holds about 4,000, I think, and it was sold out. We got really lucky because we were there early, and we just went right up to the front. I mean, we were damn near the front, and we were very close. So I had a wonderful place to stand. Decent people around us who like all banded together to make sure no one took our spots because like I had to go to the bathroom for a while and like try not to die, you know. Also, that venue is neat because it has like a kitchen where you like literally go to a kiosk. You order the food you want, and then there's a little window, and the guy calls your name, and it's like, oh, there's the pizza you ordered. And it took like 3 minutes. It was awesome. Anyway, Carpenter Brute, I can report that they had a hell of a set. They don't have a whole lot. It's mainly like lights and ambiance for them. They don't have like video or anything like they used to. Mm-hmm. But it was so good. Like, it felt more like a club almost setting than like this kind of a regular metal show that I would go to. The lights were great. The light show was great. He has this like, I don't know if you saw the photos, but it's like the Carpenter Brute logo that like lights up different colors. Mm-hmm. And it kind of goes along with the songs and everything. And it looked great. He didn't talk the whole time. Like, he didn't speak, but he had a like text to speech thing. And he had like ridiculous things programmed in there and was saying insane things. They did a wall of death that was completely organized by the text to speech.
That's pretty good.
It was awesome. It sounded like the Doom voice, like the demon in Doom, where he's like talking about the Doomwalker, Hellslayer guy, like how scary he is to demons. Anyway, they were awesome. Highly recommend Carpenter if you can see him. Looks like the tour's been very successful. They keep selling out pretty large venues, which I'm really surprised by. Although I'll tell you this, the headliner of the show was Health. And I truly did not expect for them to have a much bigger draw than Carpenter. I don't know. Stupid ass me was like, oh, Carpenter is the reason we're here, right? but everyone was there for Health. Although a lot of people were there for Carpenter, but like overall, I would say it's probably like 1/3 Carpenter, 2/3 Health.
Is Health a Chicago band? I thought they were.
I don't know that. They didn't mention it, but that doesn't mean anything. I knew them. You know, I've heard their stuff. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't really prepared for how I would feel. And I think it all goes back to getting over that migraine as they're coming on. I got through Carpenter and they were great and I was feeling good. And then I was finally really feeling better by the time Health is on. And they had some interesting lighting and they had like little video clips that played across these LED standing things. They did a song from Max Payne 3 that they had done and like had Max Payne running around in a little video. That was pretty cool. I didn't know that they had such a fan base. And I liked it. They were good. I knew most of the songs they played. There wasn't anything that they did that blew me away, but there was one moment when they did something crazy with the lights. It was very bright blue. But it was like a thick, I don't know, this doesn't even make sense. It was like a thick blue. I think there must have been, I don't know, a fog machine going or something. It was like really, it was so blue that you couldn't see things on the stage anymore. And they basically they just did this with hands, like hands up. And everyone just had their hands up. And all I could see in front of me was this insane blue. Like I couldn't see the band. I couldn't see anything. All I could see was people in front of me in silhouette with hundreds of hands in the air, but pretty quiet. And at this point, I was so tired. And I had been fighting that migraine. And like my back was hurting. And my feet were hurting really bad. And I went into this like pain trance. And that moment, I was like, I feel like I'm high or drunk or something. Like there was like no ceiling anymore and no walls. It was like all this weird blue light and just hands. And I'm like, whoa, I was really into it. I mean, that was obviously a thing that didn't happen for anyone else, but it was neat for me.
You never know.
Yeah. So my wife had a great time. Nobody was a dick. Yeah, that was really fun. And we took the train, which was really cool. We saw the Bean in Chicago. We saw the lake. Normal Chicago shit. It was cool.
Hell
yeah, I mean, highly recommend. I mean, I think this tour is roughly over, but man, if you can see any of those bands, Desire's fine. If you can catch them, great. But Carpenter or Health, thumbs up. Carpenter's come a long way. I didn't really touch on their sound has improved exponentially. And particularly because of the show that I saw the next week, Carpenter has gone way up in my bands that are good live list. They are very good.
Might be a list on this show.
Maybe it should be because they have the sound figured out and they have the ambiance figured out. It was awesome. It was just delivery after delivery with them. So I can't state enough how good Carpenter was. So if you get a chance, go for that. Now, before I get into my next week, I just have to ask, have you seen any shows?
I did have I Hate God and Crowbar lined up. Unfortunately, Penny Smasher was unable to make that for that evening. And I almost drove up by myself, but I was like, it's a lot of back roads through where I was having to go. So I was like, I don't need to be doing that at 1 o'clock in the morning.
By yourself?
Yeah. So I sold the tickets and we'll get around to it eventually.
That's sad, though.
So,
hope he's doing better.
Yeah, it's all about, friends being healthy. Health. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's sad, and I'm sad for you.
I'll be all right, DK.
Okay. Well, week 2 for me. This was at the Bottom Lounge in Chicago. It's one of my new favorite venues.
Oh.
I like Salt Shed, but it was really huge, and the fact that it was sold out, there was just no room. It was nuts. But the Bottom Lounge is really just a bar that happens to have a back room big enough that you could do shows in there.
Nice.
And it was minimal bullshit. You just walk. I walked in we took an Uber there from the hotel. Literally, some of the bands that were playing were just hanging out outside, walking around. The tour bus was parked in front of the building.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah. And so then they were just like, okay, if you're here for the show, you just stand in line over there, and if you want to eat, go ahead and eat. And they had a restaurant. They had some pinballs in there. Really good ambiance. I liked everything about this place. It was really nice. It feels a lot like the clubs when I started seeing music live and performing music live. This is the kind of club where I sort of grew up. You know, kind of shitty, but also magic can happen there. You know what I mean?
Some firesides.
Yeah. And there is no bad place to be in this venue. I mean, literally, even if you were at the very back of the room, it would still be incredible. So no worries on that place. Anyway, that's called the Bottom Lounge. It's in Chicago. Very much enjoyed the venue. I was there to see, well, the first act was Megan McDuffie. She is a composer, singer, kind of synth slash sort of, I don't know. She does sort of some club type stuff, but this was more like synthwave, just kind of going with the rest of the bands on the ticket. And it was just her with a table of synth things and a keyboard or two, and she's pressing stuff and dancing around and singing, and it was a solid opener for sure. And she was very nice. She worked her own merch booth afterwards, and she was very approachable. She answered my questions. She did a soundtrack for a Halloween video game.
Oh, nice.
A couple years back. It's like a retro 16-bit Halloween game, and she did the soundtrack for that. And I'm like, hey, I love that. That was really good. I just want to say that your work on that is part of the reason why we're here tonight. And she was very cool.
Was she like, you're the only person that's ever asked me about that?
Maybe so. She didn't say that, but she seemed to be very happy to hear about that. Very nice. Like I said, worked her own merch booth. Next up was Dance with the Dead, which is really the reason I wanted to go. Yeah, they're very, very good. They were really the reason I wanted to go. Their energy was almost too much. Like to the point where they need to slow down a little. A lot of the stuff is automated that they're doing, and they're playing along with, some stuff. Although they do perform some of the synth live and all that. But a lot of the stuff they do is automated. And they have a live drummer as well. But the guitar player, dude, he likes to speed up for sure. And I noticed quite a bit that he gets, it's good at the end of the day. It's like the energy is awesome. They're just like pushing it a little too hard. And so the drummer is trying to deal with, I'm sure, a click in his monitor, but also the guitar guy going way too fast. And then also the other guy is either playing bass or another guitar or synth. And it all kind of, I'm not saying it fell apart at any point, but the rushing was very apparent. And honestly, the drummer was gassed by the end. He was clearly done. I don't know if this was an early stop on the tour or if he wasn't feeling well or what, but he was done by the time it was over. And look, the songs they play are all up tempo. I mean, we're talking nothing below like 150 probably. Really, really fast stuff if you want to get nerdy about it. Much faster than that though on a lot of it. And they don't slow down. There was very little. They didn't even have a mic up there. There's no microphone. They're just up there going crazy. My big issue, really, because I can forgive the being excited and speeding up, and it was good energy. But my biggest issue was the drums were not appropriately tuned to play with Dance with the Dead. I see you laughing. But before you laugh, let me just explain.
I'm not laughing.
The drums sounded like, I don't want to be this mean. But they sound like any garage band drummer's drums. They weren't very tight. And I don't mean like his playing. His playing was fine. I mean the tuning of the toms, the snare, the cymbals, everything. It sounded like he had the wrong kit for this job. And I think back to Carpenter Brute, who plays a very similar type of music, very heavy on the synth, very up-tempo, kind of goth metal stuff. Their drummer, Carpenter Brute, his kit sounds incredible. They managed to capture that sort of 80s synthwave throwback sound on the drum kit, like, no problem. It sounds amazing. I think they're triggering the toms and they're triggering the kick and the snare, even something with the snare to sound retro, right? That's what you want. That's what it's supposed to sound like. That's what it sounds like on the albums. Dance with the Dead was just like, hey, we brought a drummer with us. He knows the songs, but he has not done any work to make the sound more like Dance with the Dead. So it came across to me as a little bit disappointing because it was just like a dude playing along with Dance with the Dead songs in his bedroom. You know what I mean? So that was a bit of a bummer. Yeah.
So the drummer, I guess they don't really need a drummer, huh?
The first time I saw them, they didn't have one.
Yeah, maybe they're just going for the live aesthetic.
I think they should have one. I just think, again, he had the wrong tool for the job. He clearly just was there to play drum. Like, he seems like a dude that might not be completely into the music. He's just like there for the job. I don't know. That could be totally wrong. I haven't seen any interviews or anything, so I don't know. But like, he's just there to play the drums and that's it, really. He didn't seem to be that into the whole thing like the other guys are. They're all tatted up and they love horror movies and are wearing horror movie shirts and, whatever. But the drummer is just like, couldn't be a more generic drummer, I'm sorry to say. And again, his technique was all fine. He didn't make any big mistakes that I heard. I'm not trying to shit on him. But, man, tune that shit. Tune it. Make some different decisions on your kit. Let me help you. Please.
Maybe a cousin of, one of them.
Yeah, it could be.
Bring your cousin along. He plays the drums.
Okay. I know I've talked for 20 minutes solid, but I got one more to talk about.
You go to shows, man.
Well, that's what happens around here.
Fucking lifestyle, man. Jeez. So jealous.
The last band was Magic Sword. And it was a similar thing where I'm like, oh, surely everyone's here for Dance with the Dead, right? No. There were people who had been following Magic Sword across the country and were there early in front. They're like, oh, we saw them last night too. And they're like, know all the guys. I don't know what was going on. It was weird. I didn't think Magic Sword was like to that level.
I don't even think I've heard this band.
Well, they're really good, but here's the problem. And it's like the opposite issue that Dance with the Dead has. I think their records sound fine, but they really lean towards synthwave and like just like kind of funky synth. It's good stuff. I mean, it's very good like background music, right? Think like fantasy synth, like and I mean like proper fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, or even like He-Man or some shit, like very fantastic, synth stuff. But live, it sounded really tight. You could really hear the bass because they have a live bassist. They have a live guitar player, and they have a live keyboardist, and they have a live drummer. But the low end on that guitar and their mix live was awesome. I really appreciate them a lot more having seen them live. Like truly improved them by quite a bit. Like, I listened to their albums before. My wife likes them a lot more than I do. But now they're like way more in the rotation because some of those songs, like, they're much better than I originally gave them. They're really, really good. I almost wish they would release a live album because the sound you get from them live is completely different. And I have to say, again, it's like the opposite of Dance with the Dead. The drummer for Magic Sword was a machine. He was incredibly tight. His kit sounded perfect. His energy was amazing. He made the Dance with the Dead guy look like an amateur. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. No one tell them because I love both of these bands very much.
Fucking amateur.
But seriously, Magic Sword had their shit together. And I think maybe the Dance with the Dead's disappointment going into Magic Sword, I was like, whoa, like I really noticed it. And it made them both go up and down a little bit more. So yeah, thanks Dance with the Dead for disappointing me slightly so that I could appreciate Magic Sword more.
Yeah, with a name like Magic Sword, you better be tight.
I gotta I gotta tell you about their thing that they do, because like they have like they wear masks. They're like cyber wizards. It's really fun. But they wear.
Put a picture up. I think
I might have on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think so. They're like cyber wizards, but they have like open like sleeveless cloaks, so they can move their arms and stuff. But they have these crazy helmets with like light up visors and shit. Looks awesome. But they have this voiceover thing, and this guy's like, it like got the crowd all worked up. He's like talking about like battling the forces of darkness, and the magic sword appears only to those who are worthy, and you must reach out and grasp the magic sword. And like everyone in the audience is like reaching and pretending to grab a sword. And the keyboardist has a sword in the stone situation where he like pulls it out and like holds it up and it lights up. It's really fun. It's really cheesy, but man, it was perfect for the size of that club, and we were literally second row. I mean, we were at the front. It was a blast.
you're in danger of being cut by that sword.
Well, and the thing is, they were selling swords at their merch booth, and my wife bought one.
Hell yeah.
I was like, "Are you kidding me? It's like a light up. It's like a laser sword."
Support your local Middle Earth band.
Hell yeah. But okay, of all those bands, if people haven't heard them, I say give Carpenter Brut a listen. Obviously, listen to Dance with the Dead, and but like Magic Sword is the one where I'm like, and I don't know if people have the same. Obviously, because I saw it live and I have a new appreciation, but their most recent record is pretty cool. Check it out. I think it's called like Side Quests or some shit like that.
All right, I'm writing it down.
I think you'll enjoy it. If nothing else, it's good. Like if you got something else to do, it can be good background music. Like turn it on when you're making dinner. It's good for that. Or if you're fighting evil wizards or something.
I do that a lot.
I know you do. And you're
know
so
me.
good at it.
Nah.
Oh, come on. Don't sell yourself short.
I'm sitting down. The other half of me is a fucking goat right now. Fucking got cursed the other night. Shit.
Do you even have to sit down? I mean, can't you really just stand there?
Nah, I have to diaper on. My wife's getting mad at me. Pellet pooping all over the house.
Yep. And they're not that solid. I mean, if you step on it, it's going to go into the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
It's
She's been
really hard to get
vacuuming
out.
all
If
week.
You're just going to hoof it right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Cursed by another witch.
Again.
What can you do? Well, DK, I'm glad that you had 2 beautiful weekends back to back.
They were wonderful. Needed them bad.
Yeah. You should have took the whole 2 weeks off, I think.
You're right. That would have been incredible.
Do it. Mental health is health. So
Health
go
is
out
who I
there.
saw.
Go. Go to some shows, support your local artists, and tell us about it on our Discord.
Please do. And guys, if you've seen anyone recently or you're planning to, put photos in. Send a video. Put the description in. Recommend some bands from those. Like, you never know. I would like to be, I'd like to be kept up to date on what people are seeing and what's new and exciting out there.
Hey, we got some guys. They're pushing some albums in there and some singles. It's good to see that.
I'm so stoked that we have this. It's small right now, but I love the fact that we do have listeners who will think of us enough to put something in there. So shout out to the Missing Link for throwing in some Dimmu Borgir, which I did like that second track better. I'll say it. We'll see about how the full record goes. But yeah, man, if you guys got stuff for us to check out, if you want us to cover it, just drop stuff in there. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Someone sent out the new Seven Dust. They are playing in my local area tonight, actually.
No shit.
So, hell yeah, guys. Join that Discord. Tell us what you like. Of course, we did put out our top 3 for me, which is the band who's not playing tiny venues. The boys from Iowa, Slipknot. DK. Hard or soft?
I think this was a medium difficulty for me. This top 3 for me. Part of the issue with this band is I listened to the first 3 albums and then never heard anything else. I completely bailed on them after Subliminal Verses.
Yes.
So,
he was not happy about that.
damn, that was Corey Taylor, dude. He's pissed.
He's like, fuck you, dude.
I bailed on them completely after Subliminal Verses. So it was interesting and I thought to myself, oh, all my top songs are going to be from those for sure, because those are the ones I know, right? I guess we'll have to find out. Do you want to get into your history with them?
That first record came out and it just took over. Every person that I hung out with was, I think I mentioned my buddy Shagraff was what we called him. He was in Germany, and only child, so his mom would just buy him whatever he wanted. So he came one day to school and he's like, dude, I found this fucking band called Slipknot. He's like, I just bought it because it was Roadrunner or whatever.
Yep.
And he's like, you got to hear this shit. And it just spread from there. And then, of course, Iowa came out, and I'll tell you what, I got wore out after Iowa, because Volume 3 there, Subliminal Verses, I was like, I don't even need to, I'm done, I'm good.
Yeah, I felt similarly at the time, but I did listen to that record, so I count it.
Well, Bones and I were living down in Springfield at the time of that record. And I did talk to him about this, and he was like, I don't know if I had that at the time. And I was like, I know I heard it at your apartment because Circle played. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
And he was like, it's Slipknot. And I was like, oh, I didn't even listen to the new one. And I think I ripped it from him that night. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. But yeah, after that one, All Hope Is Gone and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really pay too much attention to.
Yep. Totally same.
Till later on, I guess. I mean, I listened. I guess it's always there.
Sure.
It's one of those bands you can't avoid, I guess.
Sure.
Are you a Slipknot fan?
I don't think I can confidently say yes. I've rejected them more than I've embraced them. Okay. That doesn't mean I can't enjoy some of these songs. But, like, I don't know their lore. I don't know. I mean, I know they're from Iowa. I don't know that much about them. Obviously, Joey Jordison was one of the best to ever do it. I do appreciate him, and we can get into that. I was in bands at the time when they were sort of blowing up, and I was such an asshole, and I was like, why do they need 3 drummers? Why do they need 9 guys on the stage? Dude, we can do it with a 3-piece. Well, look where they are and look where I am. So yeah, they were a band that I definitely would fight people about. But I know that was dumb and probably unfair. And the amount that I did listen to, definitely the first 2 albums, would suggest that I did like those records. So I don't know. I feel like I have to sort of get past my douchebag self on this and just admit to myself that they do have some good songs. But that maybe that style is just not. I can only do so much. Corey Taylor's so upfront in your face, and it sucks the energy out of you after so long for me. And the songs are so fast paced and so I'm like, guys, just chill, just calm down. You know, I think they're good, and I did appreciate. Well, we can get into this too, but I did find a lot of things to appreciate this time through. So I'm not sitting here shitting on Slipknot by any means. I know a lot of people love them. Obviously, they're very, very popular. They're just not one of my sacred bands. Let's say that.
Did you go through the discography for this or no?
Oh, I listened to everything. Yeah. I definitely listen to everything. I do the job when we do top 3 for me. And there was some, man, it was weird. I had never heard those last couple records, obviously. I thought, what's the one after Subliminal? Is it All Hope Is Gone?
Yes.
I thought that album fucking sucked. I hated it. I really didn't like it at all. I'm like, they felt like they went, was Corey, had Joey passed away at that point?
That might be his last one.
Man, I don't know what happened. I just felt like, I don't know if it's the mix or if it's just like they didn't have any good ideas. Something was going on with that energy on that record, and I couldn't place it, but I didn't like it.
Well, that is where our review of Look Outside the Window comes in during that record.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've definitely had a love then a hate relationship, and then this is a good band.
There's
And
no
I
denying
appreciate them.
Yeah.
I think you kind of know what you're gonna get whenever a new album comes out, and I listen. I'm interested enough to throw it on. Sure. I did. I know I defended "We Are Not Your Kind" more than a lot of people. I think liked it. I thought that was a decent record.
Let me tell you this. I think that's the best of their more recent albums. Like,
I would agree.
I think far and away. The songwriting on that is so much better. For the first handful of records, it seems like the guitarist doesn't really know what to do because he's dealing with the percussion and the rhythm that is so overpowering. And then Corey's voice is like front and center on everything. They're a loud band. They're very, what's the word I want? They're sort of, they're very in your face, obviously. And I feel like the guitar suffers on much of the early stuff because they can't, I don't know what he could do with all the drums and insane shit going on. The drums take up so much of the mix along with the vocals. And like, I'm not really complaining. I think that's truly what sets them apart and makes them, an interesting band.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take that away, but yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely a mess. Those first couple records sound like some drum nerds from like high school marching band got into metal and then made this weird little project in the middle of Iowa just to be as edgy and dark as they possibly could. And I respect that. I really do. Like, that could have been me, for sure. I was doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah, I think you could kind of say about the bass as well. Like, I was kind of listening to that this time around. Like, I don't hear the bass at all in any of this. Like,
unless it's a song that's like
starts out with it,
or like really low key, like some of those songs where there's more space. But for the most part, like for the standard Slipknot song, forget the bass.
Yeah, you don't need it. Fucking Master of Puppets, that shit. But yeah, yeah, I think they're good. Like I said, I don't know. I'll listen. I'm interested enough to listen. I think Taylor is a good songwriter at times.
Sure.
I think he definitely has moments that shine, and
he
definitely has a formula.
He's another element that I'm really up and down on because I think sometimes he absolutely can nail it. And then other times I'm like, I wish he would back off just a little bit.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he'll make like a melodic decision, and we'll talk about this later on my list. Sometimes he'll make a melodic decision, and I'm like, if you had gone a different direction, this song could be a banger, like 10 out of 10. I mean, amazing. But I think like sometimes, like it almost dips into like, and some of this stuff I'm going to talk about, it almost dips into like hair metal. Like some of his choruses and like some of the stuff he writes, I'm like, whoa, that, I don't know, man. I mean, you can't say he's not unique. You can't say he's not doing his own thing. I got to give him that.
He's got some pipes. We'll say that.
Mm-hmm. The thickest neck I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
The most participation in a top 3 for me in DK and Dan like band history.
Do you think so?
From our listeners, yes.
Awesome.
So thank you for that.
I saw a bunch in there.
Yeah, we'll go through them here. All right. DK, I'll start this off. Number 3 from me is coming from Iowa. It is Disaster Piece.
Oh, yeah.
And it is just a nasty, nasty song. And I kind of see Iowa as like we can hang with metal bands. I kind of think Self-Titled it's new metal, right?
It's way more new metal, yeah.
Okay.
And I think Iowa has those elements.
Yes.
But they definitely are pushing more into the straight metal for sure. Disaster Piece.
Yeah. Sorry. I was looking at some lag over here. But yeah, just a fucking filthy ass song. As I was going through these Slipknot songs, Filthy Mouths. Geez, no wonder I love this stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Just the amount of fucks. It's like, damn. But yeah, those first 2 records, man, are just very, like, as you said, in your face. I think lyrically, this is just so fun. I want to slit your throat and fuck the wound.
I knew you would
stuff.
say that. I knew it was coming.
Like, you can't deny, like, when you first heard that, you're like, oh, shit. Like, all right. We're not fucking around.
No.
But yeah, just a banger of a fucking song. I think Iowa is one of their better records. So, Disaster Piece.
Sure.
Check it out. Everybody knows it. They love it.
Yep. Good choice. Yeah, I think we should stay in Iowa and stay on Iowa. And we should listen to the song Iowa because the song Iowa is my number 3.
Oh.
It's top 3 for me, Slipknot. Now, I know that kind of goes against your standard Slipknot thing, but I'm going to argue that this is the top 3 for me, and this is what I like. So fuck you.
And I would agree.
Yeah, I think this song is so cool. It's the best way I can put it is serial killer ambience.
I like that.
There is something going on, and it's prevalent across most of their records, but there is this dirty serial killer Texas Chainsaw sort of, but specific to Iowa, I guess. I mean, guys in a field. I mean, literally the cover of one of those albums is like them in a field, right?
Yeah.
Is that All Hope Is? Anyway, I don't know. I don't care. But they're in a field. Yeah. And so there's something about it that I can weirdly, I don't want to say relate to, but like it does tap into something for me that I totally get and I can totally appreciate. So that track is interesting. I liked it. It goes on. What is it? 15 minutes long? It's really long. It's a longer. I like the strangeness of it that they kind of tap into this weird horror element. I don't really understand. I mean, the lyrics are strange. And the fact that the song is just called Iowa, they do paint a picture with this one. And I love that ambient, like, that I think it's the bass where it's just like, and it just goes and goes and goes. And I will tell you right now, I ripped off the drums from that track because I liked it so much. And the band I was in a long time ago, Estrus, we have a song on our full-length album where I absolutely steal some drums from Iowa.
Hell yeah.
I'll admit it here and now. So, yeah, Iowa's good. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I think when they, you always have like one or two weirdo, let Sid do some stuff and see where it goes. So yeah, that's a good pick.
Thanks.
I like it. All right. Well, we stayed in Iowa. Now it's time to go to the self-titled album. It's Eyeless. You can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes. It's number 2 track. And honestly, this is just my favorite track off that record. There's just a ton of bangers on that one just because I've heard it constantly for years. But I don't know. It's just the one that you're like, am I the only motherfucker with a brain? Just like, fuck yeah. And the chorus makes no fucking sense. I think somebody had said it to some member, like when they went to California to visit or something. I think was like the story behind it. So.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense.
And like I said, there's so many great tracks off that self-titled record, but that's the one that just stands out for me. But if you ask me tomorrow, I might have a different one. But this kicks ass, dude. I love it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm not really surprised by that choice, but like, yeah, it's a fucking banger. No question. All right. Well, guess what? My number 2 top 3 for me might be unexpected for some people. And I haven't had that much time with these albums, but I liked it very much and have gone back to this track a couple times already. And that is From the End So Far, Medicine for the Dead. This track kind of has like a Tool or like almost Catatonia vibe. It's very strange to say that about Slipknot, but this track is like much better. Oh, okay, I want to say better. The writing is completely different than a lot of the things you get on those earlier records in particular. Like nothing like this would appear on self-titled. It just wouldn't. Mm-mm. And there's a lot more layers to it. I love there's sort of some keys and sort of synthy things going on, but it's got this Tool sort of you know that thing Maynard does when he's you see what I'm doing right now, like that, where he like gets he's like a weird creature. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That it has this like rocking back and forth rhythm thing. Yeah. You're doing it. I don't know what it is exactly, but it really works for me. They're fucking around with some interesting time signatures. They're not doing this straight up, because a lot of the issue I have sometimes with Slipknot is that they'll often just go for and Corey will scream and then we'll do some crazy drum fill and that's a Slipknot song. But this has some that's how it is. And look, they've made it work. But this track is really interesting, and I think I will continue to have it on, maybe even put it on a playlist. I think the only thing stopping this from being like top shelf, really like the best thing I've ever heard, is like there are some funky things with there's this chorus that he does that I just really don't like, and it doesn't fit at all. I don't think it's like it fits, like the notes are correct, it's technically correct, I guess, but like I don't think it fits the vibe that I get from the song. And then he goes into that and I'm like, ooh, it's a wrong turn there, I think. But for the most part, that song is really, really good, to the point where, like I said, I've come back to it a few times already. And this might be a knee-jerk reaction, but I did this all in a couple of weeks, and I have gone back to that song quite a bit. I am confident enough to put it in the top 3 for sure. So, Medicine for the Dead.
What'd you think of the rest of that album?
Not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's fine. It wasn't as bad as All Hope Is Gone. Yeah. But you know what? The record that I liked the most, and did we already say this, was the one before that. You're not like us. We're not like you. What's it called?
We're not your kind.
We're not your kind. There were so many good songs, and like the writing was significantly different. The drums were awesome. I just couldn't pick a single track from it that I liked more than Medicine for the Dead. So,
yeah, I think that, I don't even know what was that record called? The last one they had?
The End So Far.
The End So Far. Yeah, that was the last Roadrunner commitment. So, seemed like it was kind of rushed a little bit.
Sure.
Maybe it wasn't.
Sure.
All right, DK. Well, we put so much work into these, and they go by so quick.
I know.
But here it is, my number 1 Slipknot song. It is from Volume 3. It is Vermilion 1 and 2.
Oh!
Yeah. God damn. What a song about obsession and breaking up and relationships, and creepy at times. The vocal performance in 2 is So good. I think this record was really the one where I was like, oh, this guy, he could write some songs. Like he can lyrically write good shit. Like I said, number 2 is kind of a poetry. The first one is a little more harder. They still got the "Won't Let This Build Up Inside of Me" chorus that goes along with it.
It's about diarrhea, by the way.
Oh man, I knew it. But just like shit, like "Carve My Name Into My Face" and all this shit, it just hits with me. It's so good. I love it.
On that track, there's something about the simplicity of the bum 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 bum, or the whatever, those 3 notes, really, the bum bum bum. That's they definitely hit on something that is simple and easy, but is so catchy and can get lodged into your brain like easily.
Oh yeah, so, "Capture My Throat."
I can't
torn
deny.
into pieces I won't. Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
But yeah, 1 and 2, they're both just a chef's kiss. Volume 3 is personally my favorite. It really made me respect them as a band. I mean, they're kind of in the Ghost Slayer thing now of, well, these are the original bands and these guys are just contracted musicians, basically for all the money they can take it. So
Right.
But hey, we'll see. Yeah, there you go. Vermilion 1 and 2. Check it out if you haven't. I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, Volume 3 is just Stone Sour, and I don't know. I think it's one of their best pieces of work out there.
I really like the song. You mentioned it earlier, "Circle." Mm-hmm. It's funny because when I listen back to these, I forgot that song existed, and I forgot that it was Slipknot. And I was like, oh, I like this. That's a good song. I like legitimately like that song. That's a cool song.
And he's got that like sound effect in it. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. I think that's something that you have to talk about when you talk about Slipknot, is like that strange, again, this sort of serial killer ambience. I think I'm just going to call it that kind of pervades all of their stuff. Like they make sure to fill in those spots. Like I said, I don't always think the guitar is the most interesting thing going on, but they're giving you this ambiance that is very unique, for sure.
Sid Wilson can work, man. I'll say that.
100%. It's really too bad on some of the records where he sort of gets overpowered. But yeah, you feel it when he's not there. All right, well, my number 1, Slipknot, top 3 for me. This was actually, I didn't have too hard of a time until I got to number 1. And I've gone back and forth quite a bit on this, to the point where I want to do that bullshit thing where I give 2, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make the choice. And it's, God damn it, I'm going to go with My Plague. It's from Iowa.
Yeah.
I love some of the stuff that the drums are doing. And that chorus is so simple. I mean, it couldn't be simpler. I know why you blame me. I don't know what it is, but it's so catchy. And the drums are going ape shit on that song. And I love, there's this like, I don't know what you want to call it. Like it's like a drum break where it's like, I don't know if it'll come through on the Zoom, but it's like, you'll hear it on the audio where it's like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Could you hear that?
Yes, I could hear it.
Okay. My knees are all red now. I love, it's like hard break beats. Like, I love that rhythm so much. And then they stick that heavy guitar over those. I love that shit. That's a cool ass song. I love what the drums are doing. They have this sort of evil drum corps vibe going on. And it's through those first 3 records, really. That one on volume 3 where it's like a march cadence where it's like, what is the song where it's like, ba 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 da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba da.
Is it Opium of the People?
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah.
I really like, anytime they pull off that shit is cool as hell. As a drummer, obviously, I'm like fully erect when that kind of thing is happening. So anyway, the song that I bumped off number 1 is "Sick" from the self-title. I think that song does, like, if you want to describe Slipknot to someone in one song, it's that song. And that song does have a lot of cool shit. I like the things Corey is doing. That whole first record, Corey Taylor has this thing going on where he has this rage momentum that builds and slows down and builds and slows down he's very, very energetic, and it makes a huge difference on this. When you couple that with the insane, like, evil drum corps and all those drums going on, it has such an energy that, like, nothing else has. So I cannot deny Slipknot. I mean, that stuff is really unique and cool. So that being said, my Plague is my number 1 favorite Slipknot song.
Oh, thank you, DK. Good picks all the way around. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Then you add in the masks and all that shit, and you're just like, what is this chaos?
I think maybe chaos is the best way to describe Slipknot.
And I mean, sometimes it really, really fucking works, and you're like, this is the fucking coolest shit ever. And then sometimes you're like, hey, calm down.
Yeah, like you hear Corey Taylor, like, far away from the mic going like, ah, then you hear a guy going twang, like on some metal thing, and then there's, like, weird ass sounds going on, and the drums are just losing their minds. It's fun. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, we can't deny it. If you ever want to see some white trash,
go to a Slipknot show.
Yes. Me and Bones have been to 2, I think, and there's some interesting folks there. I will say that. A beautiful fan base.
Speaking of the fan base, do you want to read off some of those listener top 3s?
Yeah, I think I got some over here. Give me a second to pull them up here.
I'll just take a moment to say that this was fun. I liked, and to be totally transparent, Slipknot was my choice. I thought it made sense to go with "Look Outside Your Window," and I'm glad I picked him because it's been fun to go back to these.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Good pick, DK. All right, our buddy Chris from Dead Formats said "Mate, Feet, Kill, Repeat" 3 times as a joke. That, of course, is an actual album without Corey. So, and you can find that. I think mostly it's probably just a rip off the internet.
It's out there. Yeah, you can get that. That's easy.
Hans, number 3, Sarcastrope.
That's my favorite guy from Marvel.
Yeah. Number 2, The Nameless. Number 1, Unsainted. So some newer shit there.
Yeah, that's cool, though. I appreciate that he is into the newer stuff, and I have a feeling I think Hans said he never really got off the Slipknot train, so, like, it's interesting to get the perspective of a Slipknot guy. So cool to hear that there's stuff that they think is better than some of the old stuff.
Yeah. Our buddy Bones, Purity, which does not appear on that self-titled. There was, I guess, almost like a lawsuit that almost prevented it from coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So they did have to pull it. But on the 10th anniversary, they put it back on there. Gently and AOV off of the Grey album, Approaching Original Violence, which is a good song too. It was in my running as well. So good picks there. Kron Howard, number 3, Sick. Number 2, People Equal Shit. Number 1, Eyeless. So he's definitely a 1 and 2 type of guy, if you know what I mean. All right, what do we got? Chris did do 1, Sick, Surfacing, and Wait and Bleed. So
classics.
The Missing Link, he said he got to give it to the Subliminal Verses for really getting him on his metal journey. And I think that's all we got.
That's awesome. That's really cool to hear too.
Hell yeah.
Well, thanks for that input, guys. We really appreciate that. That is awesome.
So now, DK, I want you to take a look outside your window and look at your neighbor mowing his grass.
He's been doing it, and again at late hours.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's back to living in his garage, unfortunately.
Well, we'll come over there. We'll beat him up, dude.
Don't do that. He's had enough trouble.
He'd probably kick my ass. But yeah, we are. Do you need a break?
I'm good unless you want one.
No, I'm good. I'm here for you. That's what I do. We're going to review Look Outside the Window. Look Outside the Window. This is a record store release day from last month, I guess. They only put out 2,300 copies on vinyl. And the lucky punks who got it, got it. I think there is a June date secured for an actual streaming release and
it is coming. Yeah,
another physical release of as well. Clown, who is a member of Slipknot, has talked about this thing since it's happened. Anticipation. It's always something I've heard about and was like, oh, that's interesting. I actually thought it was recorded during Volume 3, but it turns out to be during All Hope Is Gone while they were recording that.
Mm-hmm.
So not all the members of Slipknot are here. Corey, Clown, Sid, and I think maybe Mick are involved. One of the two guitarists is involved. I don't think it's both of them. Or maybe Jim Root. I'm not sure. Look it up. We're a better podcast. We would know. But yeah, Roadrunner still owns, I guess, this. And I think maybe that was probably the issue with what was preventing it from coming out. But yeah, Clown has talked about this shit all the time. I don't know if you've heard of it, obviously.
Yeah, it's right? Like a legend in metal at this point, for sure.
So we were lucky enough to get our hands on it, and we can review it here tonight. DK, tell me your first thoughts on Look Outside the Window.
I would love to, Dan. And I'm going to do that now. I hope you're ready. Here I go.
I'm ready.
Look outside your window. 2026. Dan looked out his window. I got his ass. This has a different vibe than Slipknot, for sure. Although it does... Do you hear that? Oh, I got cat action. Hey, fellas, not now.
Are they fighting?
Yeah. Well, they're doing that thing where they square up and they go.
Approaching original violence.
He's getting fixed next month, so you know. Anyway.
Is he outside?
No, he's inside.
Oh, okay.
He's caused a ton of problems in this house. Anyway, you do get that sort of serial killer vibe to this. Like, that's still present. It doesn't really surprise me to hear that this is like an offshoot of Slipknot, obviously. I mean, you have Corey Taylor, obviously. But to know that maybe this was recorded, in the midst of Slipknot recordings, like, it does feel like sort of some seepage that dripped out of the Slipknot machine that they recorded and made into its own thing. That being said, I think this is different enough from Slipknot, but at the same time, some of these tracks could absolutely be on a Slipknot record. Like, I think they've done enough. Had enough varied sound, like, that they could slip some of these onto an album. But if they did in a whole album like this, I think fans would be like, "What the fuck is this?" So I understand why this was not the album. You know what I mean? At the time. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and say I like this record, and it has grown on me. I've listened to it, I think, probably 7 or 8 times now. It has grown on me quite a bit. I don't know if you felt this, but there's sort of early 2000s, like, we're just sort of almost like a Perfect Circle. There's some of Perfect Circle in there with those grooves, but then like the dark guitar stuff, and you still get some of the Slipknot strange noises and people in the background saying things like, "Did you hear that? Hey, what was that?" Whatever that weird shit is, like, off-putting. There's the one where he's talking about thunder. can you tell me how far the thunder is, or some shit like that? And like, there's thunder in the audio mix, and I more than once was like, wait, is it really storming right now? But I like that. It's cool. There's a lot of little touches in this record that I think are cool. It's really stripped down. You can very much tell that they do not have 3 drummers going on. They don't have all that crazy shit with the drums. It is a much more subdued, and I will say the drums are not, I don't want to say that they're simplified. I mean, they are in some way, but like they're still playing around with interesting time signatures. It's not just like straight up, regular old beats. There's some interesting stuff going on, some kind of trippy drum changes and stuff that I really appreciate. And yeah, you get Corey Taylor doing sort of a softer version of Corey Taylor. And I think on this, he does kind of know when to back off, maybe a little bit more than he does with Slipknot. My vibe on this is pretty positive, Dan, I have to say. I don't know if it's because what I've been listening to is so different. And I listened to this much before I listened to the Slipknot. So I dove into this on its own because I didn't want it to mesh with the Slipknot as I was arranging things in my brain. So, yeah, no, I have to say, I appreciate the energy that it has. This is put this record away for a while, and then on a gray, drizzly, nasty, shitty day, this goes on, and you get some interesting vibes that match your day.
I could see that, yeah.
What did you think?
I think I was expecting maybe more experimental.
Okay. I could definitely see that.
But, I mean, yes, it's different. I think at times it kind of sounds a little like some Stone Sour-y B-sides sometimes.
But is that just because it's Corey Taylor?
He's definitely... He is quieter, I will say that, in some of it. I think the top portion of the album is stronger than the back. I don't know.
Do you need more time with this thing? Is that what it is, you think?
I did about 6, I think, kind of where you were, 6 or 7. But I got Slipknot out of the way, and then I came to this, so I was kind of the opposite with you.
I see.
It's very, I would agree with you on some of the guitar and drums. It's very generic almost. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, why would they do that? But I'm like, this is a jam session, basically, as they're trying to record another album. So that kind of makes sense. But I don't know. Some of the lyrics are like,
There's one track near the end where I'm like, what are you doing with these vocals, these lyrics? Sometimes Corey Taylor. Yes.
Oh,
that song. I like the music across the board. But when I do have an issue, it's with his lyrics usually.
Yeah, it's a very super that song has like an almost Offspring like build. Dun, 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 and like, I don't know, it just reminded me of the fucking Offspring when I heard it. And he's like, where you going, Blue Eyes?
Yeah.
He says Blue Eyes like 200 fucking times in that song.
He really does. That's not my favorite track for sure.
That's the second worst track on the album, DK.
What's the first?
The first is In Reverse. I think it just sounds like a fucking Hinder song to me. Like it's very like lovey song. I don't know, okay. which I guess is different for him at the time. But I don't know. It's weird because we already have Stone Sour at this point.
Mm-hmm. So, but this is dirtier, like filthier than Stone Sour. Like this does feel like we recorded this in a basement, and it's just some depressed dudes, doing an experimental thing. Although, like you say, it's not that experimental. They have sort of one note here that they're hitting. I like it though. I think it's different enough that I'm like, if this is a one and done thing and it's an interesting piece of metal history, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's blown me away, but like I would go back to this record for a couple select songs, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just some. One of them sounds like they got some bagpipes going almost,
Yeah, I know I know the one. Yep.
and it kind of just falls apart. Like, I think they start out good, and then sometimes when we get to that chorus, I'm just like, all right, why'd you do that?
Yep.
So, but like she said, let's do something different. But yeah, like I said, I think maybe my biggest disappointment was, oh, this is going to be like pretty experimental. Like they're going to let Sid fucking like run his shit, what he wants to do. And
Not at all. I mean, I would say that's basically not present. I mean, a little bit, but yeah, not as much as I think should have been there or could have been there.
Yeah. And yeah, just, I don't know. It sounded like Corey was kind of just making shit up as he went along, but
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's the weak He's the weak part of this thing, I think,
Yeah.
for sure.
there are some very interesting musical arrangements and shit in it. But yeah, I think Corey's lyric performance is taking it out of there, meshing it up a little bit. We do get Christina Scrabby from Lacuna Coil, who appears.
What's her last name?
Scrabby? I don't fucking know.
I could be wrong.
I never listened to Lacuna Coil.
I thought it was Scabia.
I thought it ended with an E. It's Scabby, dude.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I thought it was Scabia.
I'm saying that's her new name, even if it isn't.
Lacuna Coil. I knew that was her, by the way. Just from her voice. I used to work with the guy that played a ton of Lacuna Coil in the store.
There always seems to be some weird dude who's like, that's their favorite band.
Yep.
I've had a few people that were like, fucking Lacuna Coil, dude.
Scabia. Christina is Scabia. Scabia, maybe.
Scabia.
Labia.
Scabia. Israel. Not a great song. DK, did you have one that stuck out that you think is
Honestly,
your number one?
the first couple are pretty good. That I think you're kind of right on the money that this thing is a little more top heavy.
Yeah.
I liked Moth. I liked Dirge.
I think Moth is the most interesting thing on this record.
Yeah. I think for some people, they're going to listen to this and go, this is boring. I don't really understand what the hype is about. I think for some people, they're going to kind of get it and go, okay, this is a vibe that I want occasionally. It's a nice back pocket thing to have. Like I said, put it away for a while, pull out a couple tracks and stick them on a playlist or something for a specific mood. I like them enough. I'm not going to sit here and say, this is my album of the year.
You don't know that.
It's not. No, I know that it's not. But, I don't hate it. And I really thought I wouldn't care about it. I think maybe it's feeling like a bigger win because I really didn't think I was going to care.
Yeah.
But there are some songs that I want to go back to. So,
Yeah. I think the first time I listened, I was like, this sucks.
I understand that.
I think I really had to sit down and was like, all right, let's do it. And here in the last few days, I was like, all right, like there's some decent shit on here. I wouldn't say it's great. I mean, the Slipknot heads are probably going to order this like crazy, but
yeah, and then shit all over it on Reddit.
I'm sure they probably already have. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, I think Moth is my favorite. Maybe Toad after that, which is one of the stronger ones at the end of the album.
Yeah.
Weird shit he's doing with his like screaming there, and it almost has some like eagle type of like
screech.
Well, there's kind of like a solo in there that almost sounds like some of the fucking Eagles would play or something.
Oh, okay. You didn't mean the animal.
No, I mean it could be in there. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot going on, but yeah, I think Moth takes the cake for me.
I think that's a good one. Yeah, for sure. There are a handful of tracks that I would go back to, for sure.
All right.
I find this to be an interesting oddity. I like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like that it has such a weird legacy already, and like love it or hate it or feel meh about it. Like it's interesting to get to be able to hear it and form your own opinion. So, I enjoyed the opportunity to do that. I enjoyed the opportunity to talk about it with my friend Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say if you like stuff like the songs Iowa, Scissors, Kill Pop,
Yeah,
even Circle and stuff like that, you might have an interest in Look Outside the Window.
Yep. And I think, who was it that said this? Maybe Kron was like, what? Did they think people would flip out if they heard these songs on a Slipknot record? Like, they just sound like other Slipknot songs. And I think he's not wrong. Like, you could put some of these, these could be like a sidetrack on, like, you have a really heavy song and then you have one of these and then you go back into the heavy shit. It's not like they haven't done stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you didn't do like a deluxe of what was the fucking album you hate? Now I can't remember the name.
All Hope Is Gone.
All Hope Is Gone.
Just have a second disc of like, hey, this is the, All Hope Is Still Gone. Side B.
This is only, you don't get 12 members, you only get 6. But yeah, I mean, it's a stream for me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm squarely in the stream category too.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, it should be out come June. Check it out.
And look, if you're a big time Slipknot guy, you're gonna want to hear this. If nothing else, you're gonna want to hear it. I don't want it to sound like we're shitting all over this thing. Like, it's worth the listen, whether or not you end up walking away, loving it in your heart or not. I don't know, but I think it's worth, like I said, just the chance to hear it and sort of go, oh, okay, I experienced that, and maybe you end up liking it or not. But it's worth checking out.
Yeah, I think so as well. Should be out. Check it. Tell us what you think. Join the Discord. Tell us what you think of Look Outside the Window. Look Outside the Window. I guess that's the band name.
Yeah.
Terrible band name.
Again, it's that weird serial killer thing, or like just strange, slightly horror thing that it's like kind of hard to nail down, like Iowa horror.
Yeah.
It feels like I don't know. I'm just trying to place that Slipknot. Like, what do you call that? I mean, I guess the serial killer ambience. Like, it's like they're like the inviolate nature of metal bands.
Yeah, I can see that.
Sometimes it's just like kind of moving along in the woods by itself, and then sometimes it's pulling a woman's guts or her head through her own guts, and then kicking her off a high cliff.
So good.
I love that fucking movie. I don't give a shit. I've seen that movie like 10 times.
I've seen it just once, but I enjoyed it.
I'm looking forward to the sequel like you wouldn't believe. Have you seen the trailer?
I was going to say, did they release a trailer, I thought? But yeah.
If you like the first one, the trailer you'll be hyped. It looks cool as hell.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I'll watch it. DK, there it is. Look Outside the Window. We did it. What do you want to do now? You got any recommendations?
I do want to recommend that most recent Magic Sword record, because I sort of heard it the one time and I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine, and I didn't really go back to it. But then, like I said, after seeing them live, it really it kind of grew on me like quite a bit. It's called Side Quest, a B-Sides adventure, but don't let the fact that it's B-Sides keep you away from it. It's pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
The standout track, I think it's this one, Amulet. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Nope, it's not that one. Is it Rise? Let me listen to every song real quick.
Yeah, we should do that.
Nah, I can't remember what song it is, but it's cool shit, man. Check it out.
Yeah, I will. Got it written down. Mine would be Void of Light. It's their new one. I don't know what the fuck they're calling it. Asymmetries or some shit. Okay. But yeah, check it out. It's good shit. Kind of proggy death metal-y. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of shit mixed in there. It was.
I dig that.
It was
I
really,
definitely dig that.
was getting my my weenie standing up when I was listening to it. So yeah, man.
Boiled your pasta.
Yeah, Void of Light. Check him out.
Hell yeah.
DK, we got anything else tonight?
No, I'm all slipknotted out. I just slipnutted, dude.
I'm tied in knots. Slipnutted. That's a good one. That's what I'm gonna call this episode.
Please do it.
Slipnutted.
Oh, well, I hope the Slipknot fans aren't too mad at me for talking so much shit about Slipknot.
No, I mean I hit some pretty, popular tracks on my top 3 for me, so I don't. My Plague, good shit.
I think it's a cool track.
Yeah, man. I think you did great.
Thank you.
I don't know if any of them would have took Iowa off the album Iowa.
Yeah,
But-
I realize that is a very me choice.
Yeah.
It's not. Look, it's top 3 for me. That is one of the tracks that I have gone back to and back to and back to so many times. It just is what it is.
Hey, that's what we do. It's our fucking show. Leave us alone.
Be your own show, prick.
Yeah, pricks. But anyway, if you do have any comments or questions or anything, join the Discord. We're there. That's where you find us. There's
Hell
a link
yeah.
in every episode.
And that's where we will announce the next top 3 for me. So if you want to listen along, look in the Discord to get to find out.
We do it. DK, any updates on your musical adventures that you could talk about?
As far as letters to Dracula or anything else you want to know about?
Anything you're dabbling in, brother, the people want to know.
Well, I did just complete a score for a documentary. Do people care about that?
I do.
It's a documentary called
Big
Contenders.
news.
It's very cool. I'm very proud of it. It's sort of marching band orchestral stuff, which I really enjoyed. I haven't done marching band since high school, but I really loved it, and I had a blast making that score. I hope the movie does really well. I'm going to the premiere later this month. I'm very excited for that. And then I'll tell you what, the first thing I did when I turned that in was I fired my shit back up and I started writing letters to Dracula.
Hell
I got the juice right now. I cannot wait. Some of the stuff we got coming is really cool. So I'm really excited about that.
Hell yeah. I'm hard already, dude.
I appreciate that.
I got a hard on for Dracula. Maybe I'll write him a letter.
Do it.
Tell him about it. All right. Well, I guess that's it for DK and Dan Like Bands this week, this month, or whenever you're listening to this. Thank you. We'll be back. Maybe with a guest, maybe not. But other than that, God save the Queen and God save rock and roll.
Yeah. You derailed me. I was trying to come up with a Slipknot thing, but I was like, what the okay.
Well, let's see.
God save rock and roll.
I can't. I don't know.
You can't see Marlon Brando without California's eyes.
You can't see DK and Dan without DK and Dan's eyes. Blue eyes. What are you doing, blue eyes?
That fucking sucked.